if you guys want. But before we jump into any of that, we'll do some Q&A for a little bit. Anybody got any wins this last week?
Yeah, I got a contract early in the week last week, and just got assigned yesterday. So,
dude, you guys are on fire, bro. You guys are crushing it.
Little base hit, but 5K assignment is still not nothing.
There you go, dude. Pays the bills, man. Good job. Anybody else got anything they want to share? No big rips. We had a nice little 65K rip come in yesterday. Pretty happy about that. All right, let's go jump into it. What questions do you guys have?
I had one call this morning, and for some reason I wasn't quite able to break down that resistance. I don't know exactly what it was. It sounded like he was talking real low. I couldn't tell if he was sad about something or if it was like he was trying to not be heard by people around him, something like that.
Yeah.
He said it was his mom's house. It was him and his mom owned it, and his mom wasn't living there anymore. And I said, "Oh, is she like in assisted living facility or something?" And he just said she's not living there anymore and would not give me any other information on it. Perhaps that wasn't the right wording of the question or something, but
that's pretty assumptive, right?
Yeah.
Like did he say she's in assisted living? Did he give you any indicator that she would be?
No, not really. That was pretty assumptive, wasn't it?
Yeah, to throw out like that's like almost like saying, "Oh, are you behind on your payments?" when they didn't give you any indication that they were. Can you pull up the call?
Yeah, it was terrible. So you guys can hear it.
Those are the best ones. So those are the best ones to listen to.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Do you want me to email it to you or do the?
Just share your screen and we'll go over it. While Mike's pulling that up, what other questions do you guys have? What else have we ran into? You guys closing at 100%? What's up, Mr. Patrick?
What's up, John?
We're waiting on a call we're going to go listen to. We're probably going to do some call reviews today instead of a role play because there was a couple that we didn't get to last week that got sent a little bit later. But we're going to do some Q&A for a little bit. You got anything you're working on?
No, but I did assign that land deal already. So
how much?
55. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Where'd you start at? 150?
Well, I wanted I thought it was going to be a home run, but it was more like a triple, but I'll take it. But I got it for 430 and we're already under contract for 485 on it.
Oh, so you guys are JVing it still?
Yeah. I'm going to get equity on the back too, 10%. So 55K assignment and then 10%. It's not going to be anything it's not going to be like we were talking about yesterday, like $1 million deal or anything, but it'll be a good little deal out the back end too.
Dude, I love it. Congrats. A 55K ripper.
Yeah.
There you go, man. Good shit. Anybody else? All right. Well, Mr. Mike, if you have that call up, you can go ahead and share your screen. We'll take a listen to it. I just want to check some things with your tonality and the precision, like the precision of the call and the questions you were asking to see if that might have had anything to do with it. And if you guys have questions or you have calls you want to review, just raise your hand.
All right, here it is.
Hi, Derek. Can you hear me? Yes. Hey, this is just Mike with Bell Tower Properties. I had gotten a notice that you scheduled the time for us to give you a call and go over what 1,400 Creston might be worth. You guys just sell it. Is that right? Okay. And it looks like you found us on YouTube.
No, my brother's. I don't know where you found it. My brother sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he may have found it on YouTube. I don't know.
What did he say? I'm barely hearing him. Is this what the call actually sounded like? You could barely understand him?
Yeah, he was pretty quiet. But Yeah, it's coming across not as clear here. He said his brother sent him the link.
Okay. What did you say when he said that?
Just, oh, okay.
Dive into it a little bit. Oh, your brother sent you a link. Why did he do that?
Mm.
You know, like that would be a good opportunity for him to say why, like what's going on, like this brother's involved somehow. He's obviously trying to push him into selling the property. Right. That's a good opportunity to just kind of dive in.
Yeah.
Oh, your brother sent it to you? Why did you do that? And then you can just that'll open up enough of a conversation because the guy is very short, right? And those little tiny things start to open it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep listening.
All right. And yeah, so this first call is really pretty basic here. It's mainly just for us to find out about the property that that you did, and it said when you're possibly looking to sell, and really just to see that we can do for you. The way the market's going, we can't just buy everyone's house even if they want us to. Are you with me there?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, cool. And yeah, so the house, are you living in the house now, or is it a rental for you? What's going on?
It's my mother's house. She no longer lives there.
Oh, okay. She no longer lives there. Did she get into into a nursing
Okay,
home?
pause. That was very, very quick to make that. That was it. It was that's just very quick to make that assumption. I would go into a bunch of different questions. Like let's role play it for a second.
Okay.
And you could even be as short as he was.
Okay.
Tell me about the house. Do you live there? Is it a rental for you? What's going on?
It was my mother's house, and she no longer lives there.
How long did she live there though?
Oh, about 20 years.
Did you ever live there as well, or was it just her?
I lived there for a little bit when we first got it, but moved out pretty quick.
Oh, gotcha. And how long's it been vacant though? Just so I have a better understanding.
1 month.
Oh, where's she at now?
Um,
Like that, just like kind of that little tiny little bit of conversation. Instead of saying, is she a nursing home? Is she in a nursing home? Like, oh, where's she at now? Right? It's been vacant for 1 month. Or you could ask, oh, what made her decide to move out? Right?
mhm.
Just one of those two questions would be a little bit better than making an assumption. So I see why he turned it off, because like why he turned off right away, because you kind of made an assumption like right away. I mean, is his mom still alive?
I don't know. Yes, she is, because
Yeah.
they're both on the title, and I made sure that she knew about it. So my next question to him is asking if she knew that he was looking to sell.
Okay, let's go into that.
She's just no longer there, sir. And I own the property along with her. And so I need to sell it.
Okay, you guys are both on title there.
Yes.
Okay. And does she know that you're looking to sell it as well, or?
Yes, she does, sir. I wouldn't sell it without her knowledge.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, we've talked for a total of about 2 minutes, so I always like to make sure of these things. We've had people do that in the past. I'm not accusing you of anything. Okay. And
That pause
yeah.
real quick. That could be delivered with a more playful tonality, and it would disarm a lot more. You know what I mean? So, instead of I'm going to download your call too from last week, so we can go into some call reviews. Instead of going straight there into, hey, like I'm not accusing you, which sounds kind of serious, right? You could just make like a little bit of a joke and play that up a little bit. Bro, you would not imagine. I've had people call me and try to sell a house they don't even own. I've had people call me and try to sell their sister's house because they have title. They try to sell like 50%. I'm going to ask you some questions, and just know that the reason I'm asking these is I've seen it all, man. Like just a little bit of like playfulness there to just start taking those little playful jabs to see where you can loosen them up. And I might question, he does sound like he's very, very quiet. Like he's very, I doubt, no, most people don't talk like this normally. I might question, hey, it sounds like you got something going on. Would it help if we like set up a time where we can like talk about kind of everything involved here and just call it out? Like that, I would just call it out from there. If someone's that like, it's like he pauses every, so there's getting into a rhythm is a huge part of a sales call. And if someone's taking long pauses, it's really hard to get them into a rhythm. And so like if you ever study how attorneys talk on trial, they talk they ask question after question after question after question. And what it does is it gets you thinking less about what you're going to say and start having a more natural conversation, right? That's why we teach the tempo of asking those conversations. So like if you're trained to go on trial, an attorney will say, hey, take a 2-second pause before any question you answer. And it really stumps the other attorney from trying to get into like, just get you to say something. So if they're taking these 2-second pauses, like I'm going to take a couple jabs to try to lower that resistance with some playful tonality. And then I'm going to question why he's like what's going on there. Let's keep listening. I want to see where it goes.
It's vacant now. How long has it been vacant?
Just recently,
Okay. Is now an all right time to be talking here?
yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Pause.
And,
Call out why. Yeah, it sounds like, are you okay? It sounds like maybe you're in a building where you can't really talk or kind of quiet, having a little trouble hearing you. Is there a better time when we can kind of have a full conversation? You know, like call out why you're saying that to see, like he might just tell you like, well, I'm at work right now and I work in a cubicle, you know, like how are you going to get him to open up if he's in a cubicle at work?
Right.
Probably never will. Right.
Yeah.
And so that could be what to me, like that's the first thing my brain would go to. He's probably in a cubicle or he's in an office or he's stepping outside. I have had sellers that I've talked to them while they're at work and they do not talk. And then you call them right after work and they're like, okay, I can talk now. And they just start opening up. So I might ask them, you know, hey, sounds like you're trying to be kind of quiet. Are you at work? Like match his tonality and just see what he says.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to go all in on these questions. Like call it exactly like you see it and just go straight to the point. If you just ask like, is now a good time to talk? He's kind of like, yeah, you know, but is it the best time to talk? Did you explain why? None of that, right? So he might not really understand why you're asking the question.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
So it's been vacant for about a month or so. I guess.
Here's where it goes off the rails, I think.
Are you still taking care of all the stuff with the house, like the lawn and all of that? Is that all on you?
I'm taking care of everything. Everything's fine. Everything's up to date. Everything's fine. I'm taking care of all that. Right now, I'm cleaning the house out.
Clean the house up?
I guess just to save us some time here, what else have you tried within this past month to do to? Okay. Got it. All right. And
Did you just say nothing?
Just been like cleaning it out.
Yeah.
Or
He said nothing. You're my first call.
Okay. Keep going.
Or have you just not wanted to deal with it?
I've been cleaning it out.
Okay.
Yeah, pause. So much resistance. Like I would even probably start pulling back. Like just like not pulling back to us like part of where I would just disqualify him. I'm definitely giving this guy an offer. This guy's selling the house for sure. There's obviously some motivation, right? What I might kind of do there. First of all, can you go to this appointment in person?
I could, yeah.
I would much rather try to get him in person. He's not going to talk like this in person. He's being like very, very wall up. If you can get in person, I would try to do that to try to see if you can break into him. That would be the first thing that I would like. That would be my first attempt. the next thing is I'd be like, okay, cool. Just, just so I can make sure that we're being helpful here. Now, what's the main reason you might be reaching out to us rather than listing the property on the market, taking the 3 to 6 months and kind of gambling with that idea, right? And then see what he's looking to avoid. And then he's like, well, what do you mean? Why is that relevant? Yeah, just the reason that I ask is a lot of people reach out to us because they're maybe trying to do it a little quicker, maybe don't want to deal with showings. However, we've got some programs where you might be able to get you a little bit more money that takes a little bit of a longer time. So I want to make sure that we're actually being helpful here and not wasting each other's time. What might you be looking for just so I can be helpful?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then just see if he starts like opening up, like he's like giving you very just one word answers, short. I'm going to really play into that tonality because it sounds like his tonality, it's kind of impacting you, right? It's impacting your tonality. I'm listening to your tonality change, and you got to just know that he's either going to hang up on you and no one's going to be able to close him, or you're going to be able to close him by continuing to work your tonality in your process. Let's keep going with it. I want to see where there's any chance to jump in.
And yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a 3-bed, 1-bath, just over 1,000 square feet. Is that right?
Wound up going into condition and stuff here. Probably a wrong move.
All right. Well, let's see, and it's right on Creston there. Pull up the map here, just exactly where on Creston. Okay. Yeah, we bought a house. I think it was on Calvin there, right off of Creston, about a year ago. So I know the area fairly well here.
You could ask a question there.
So let's
What question are you?
Well, now that you're talking about things like this, you can start being kind of a little bit more conversational because you're saying, oh yeah, we just bought a house in Crescent about a year ago there. What made you guys decide to move here? Right? Like just start to try to like go into it a little bit more. With these people, man, your best bet is just to keep trying to get in because you're not going to close them if you don't, like you might as well just text them an offer. And so I like to just give them my best, right? Like just give it my best shot. And even if I feel like sometimes I've had these calls for sure where I feel like people are just like super like they take 2 minutes to answer a freaking question. Like they pause and then they try to say like they don't even answer the full question. They give you one. Like I've been stumped with these before. And I know that like, okay, well, nobody's going to close them and I'm not going to close them if I don't get to these. So I'm just going to try to give it my best shot. Right. I'm going to try to go into as many questions as I can. So I'm going to take a couple of different approaches, which I like that you're doing there. Loosen them up a little bit with kind of saying something and then find something, right, that you can just have like an actual conversation with to see if you can break through to them. That's really my best advice there. Let me see something here. I'm going to check out. I got 2 calls to upload. And then we'll start going into those.
Cool. Yeah. From there, I just wind up. All I do is go through the condition and then book an appointment for an hour later, which was this morning to make a phone offer. You're right. I should have gone in person. The more I'm thinking about it, still, I probably could have broken through better there.
What was the result of the phone offer?
Oh, it was he was like, okay, thanks, bye, and basically hung up. I told him that we had other programs we can help list as well and all of that. And he was like, well, if it comes to that, we'll talk. So
gotcha.
Yeah,
that's really tough. I think the only way you could do that is in person if you try those other things as well. Right? I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to try to loosen them up and then I'm going to go back in and kind of play a little game of like in and out to just see if I can break through to it. Was he the same way when you called him back? Was he acting the exact same way, like quiet?
Exact same way.
Interesting. I might ask him if he's at work.
Well, I did actually. He mentioned that he while we were booking, trying to book a time, I was going to book it for later this afternoon because I had an 11:30 offer as well. That one went a little bit better. He said that he works an 8 to 5 and has a small business outside of that.
Gotcha. So he's probably at his 8 to 5, right?
Mhm.
Dude, I've had that happen. I've had one time somebody just stopped me and they're like, look, dude, I'm in the middle of a room full of other people. Like, and he was like walking a construction site or something. And he was like, I just can't really talk about any of this right now. And so I called him back later after, and he was a completely different person.
Yeah.
So that's another attempt you can make.
John, just a quick question, kind of going off of that. A lot of like recently, I've just been kind of not even giving verbal offers until I basically make them sit down and I send it to them like via email, and then I go over it. Like, what are your thoughts on that process? Because I was going through a lot of what just happened with Mike, where you have a conversation that doesn't go great, but you still want to give them an offer because you don't want to waste your time or theirs. But you're kind of setting yourself up to just be like a 30-second, like a 2-minute phone call where like you give them the number and then they, say like thanks and they go on somewhere else. So I've been trying to sit them down and be like, hey, when's the time where we can actually review the offer together? And it's made a difference to where they actually allot time, they sit down and they kind of review everything with you.
I think I always try to do that. When we were doing virtual, that was a requirement. You have to go over the if you're going to give them an offer, you have to go over the purchase agreement as well with the seller.
Yeah.
And that will get them to slow down a little bit and go over all of it with you. Like, hey, we're going to send you an email. I'm going to email you the offer. We're going to go over it together. We'll kind of have everything up, and then you can start to kind of like open them up. I just had the DocuSign ready to go. And then when I finally put them in the finance parking lot, I would come back and be like, all right, cool. Looks like the best offer we can give you is this. I just sent it to your inbox, right? We can go over it together. And then do you feel like that could be the answer for you? They're like, yes, no. And I'll still try to go over kind of like some of the details while I'm objection handling it. Much better strategy. If you have, like, Mike, how often would you say this happens to you? Out of 100 times, how many times would you say you get calls like this?
4 or 5.
Yeah. If you're at 1-2% of your calls end up like this, that is just a part of the business. Like these calls happen to me, And so I'd be arrogant to say like, oh, I've never had a call where somebody was short with me, or I couldn't really understand them, or, things like that. That happens. It's just like, all right, are you the one causing that? Or are they going to be like that no matter what questions? Did you give it your best attempt? And so go through your process no matter what.
Yeah. And I just got a lot from that call because I can relate to that so much based on like our outbound model. It's actually probably more than that. It's probably like 10 to 11 times out of 100 just due to the model that we have. But a lot of times I'll find myself challenging the seller where I should be asking questions instead of kind of disqualifying them. And kind of fall into that trap due to their tonality and everything like that.
I'll say this. I've also done it to where I'm like, man, it sounds like somebody's just really rubbed you the wrong way. And just see what they say. Sometimes they'll get mad and start talking about why people have rubbed them the wrong way. And I can build a commonality just on that. Like just calling out the elephant in the room that they're being a complete asshole is it sometimes that stuff works. You'd be surprised. Doesn't work every time, but sometimes it works. Cool. Anybody want to do a role play before we do some call reviews? All right. We're going to go over a call review then. Let's see how we're doing on this order. Let me go to my workspace. All right. I think this is probably this is probably yours, Mike. This is the one from last week, right? No, that's Isaac. Let me see.
Yeah, that's not me. The one from last week, we can go over it for sure. I don't even remember what it. Oh, yeah, Nancy. Okay.
Hey, Nancy, this is Mike with Bell Tower Properties. I got a notice just now that you may have filled out a form online asking us to give you a call and go over what the house there on Far Road might be worth in case you decide to sell. Yeah, just was I only had a few minutes here, but I wanted to make sure I got back with you. I'm not sure how much you poked around our website or anything, but typically the people that we work with are looking to maybe sell their house a little bit faster than they could with a traditional realtor, or maybe there's some repairs that need to be done in order to do that, and they don't want to do those repairs. Is that kind of what you're?
Yeah.
Something a little different.
And yeah, because our kids live with us.
Mm.
That's why I said it was a multifamily. Because it's just us. My son lives in the main house, which is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths.
Okay.
And we live across the breezeway in a garden cottage, which is 1 bedroom, 1 bath. And then up above us is my oldest son with his wife and daughter, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Wow, you got a full house there.
Yes, and we had planned on eventually leaving the house to them, but they don't want it.
Oh man, does everybody have a place to go if you guys were
Yes.
to sell? Okay.
Well, they would have to come up with it, but
Hmm.
we figured we might, help with the cost, but
Okay.
we thought, well, we had always wanted to do something smaller or a motorhome or something.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
But we've
you
got
guys-
over 2,000 square feet of house, and so,
Yeah, that's a lot of house. That's for sure.
yes, it is.
And
Good chance to probe there. A motorhome? Something smaller? How long have you been thinking about doing that? Oh, why that, right? Like you could dive in a lot to just that right there.
each of those units, do they have their own kitchen?
Yes,
Wow. So it's really a 3-family then. Okay.
yep,
Interesting. All right. And I mean I know the area actually pretty well. My brother-in-law lives on Far, just off the highway. Yeah, I don't think I've gone that far down the road to be by where your house is, but yeah, he just bought that a couple of years ago, and it's a wonderful little area. But you said you're looking to go into like a mobile or a motorhome or something, like travel, or?
yes, or to get so we can travel or get a small place for just the 2 of us.
Okay. Are you thinking you're going to be buying or renting?
We prefer to buy. I really don't like renting.
Yeah. Fair enough. And okay, now the 2 your kids' families that live with you there, obviously we don't want to wind up kicking anybody out on the street or anything.
Yeah.
That's not what we're into at all. But you think they'd be able to find something, be able to get somewhere
Yes,
else?
because they're not sure they even want to stay in Fruitport. And so I says, okay, then we're on our own, right? And they said, yep, but I had to wait a couple of years till their son's, the last one, the 4th boy, is out of school.
Okay.
Yeah, we got one that's a senior, 12th, 10th, 7th, 8th, and 6th. He just moved into junior high.
Wow, that is quite the family. You must be proud.
Oh, we are.
That's great.
And we love seeing them. It was nice during COVID because they all live here. And so,
Yeah, I was living with my in-laws during COVID, and it was really good to have like a strong family unit that's kind of cohesive, and you get to actually interact with people rather than just being locked in a little apartment or something.
yes.
I had friends that went nuts being locked up in their apartments. So I can't even imagine. Okay, and you guys are planning on traveling. Where are you headed? Where are you going to travel to?
We're not sure. I have a brother that's in California.
Ooh,
And so we'd like to do that and do some sightseeing and that, but
yeah. Have you been to California before?
yes,
Oh, it's nice out there.
it
Yeah,
is nice out there. I
don't know if
like
I'd
it,
wanna live
but yeah, being from Michigan, I just don't want to give up all our nice fresh water.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That was I've been out to San Diego twice. I've never been to like Northern California, but San Diego is super nice. Figure
Yeah.
if you're gonna be homeless, that's a place to go. Holy cow. The weather is just you can't beat it.
It's perfect, yes.
Yeah, they were like complaining about a cloudy day. I looked up, I didn't see a single cloud. They're like, oh, there's a little bit of haze. I'm from Michigan. It's October. You don't be complaining about this.
Yep.
Okay. And I mean, once you guys are traveling like that, that's gonna feel really nice. No, I'm
So listening back to this call, what do you hear yourself doing? Kind of new, actually. What do you hear that yourself doing during the call?
Talking too much.
A little bit, but there's one other thing.
I'm not sure.
You're breaking up your sentences with the word okay.
Hmm.
So instead of it being a fluid conversation, you say, okay, and then you ask another question, right? you want to have like kind of like I was talking about earlier, how attorneys ask question after question after question, get you kind of going and going and going. Every time you do okay, you're breaking up the rhythm of a natural fluid conversation. Right? So I want to just try to work on taking that okay out and just asking a question, right? So, man, I went out there and they were complaining about the clouds. I looked up, I didn't see a single cloud. I'm from West Michigan. Is that what you're excited about? Going out with the weather? And you mentioned an RV, really? Okay, cool. Like, how long have you been wanting to do that? You guys are going to drive there? That's exciting. You know, like talking about how long they've been wanting to do it. And then the house, though, like other than those things, do you like where you live? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Why are you looking at doing this now? All of those questions will come more natural because you had that conversation.
Cool.
Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Curious, so if you go through and get offers and stuff on the house, and maybe it doesn't come to the number that you were necessarily hoping for, I mean, what would you do at that point? Would you just hang on to the house and stay there, or what would you do?
Possibly for a little while, and then when we bought the house, it was foreclosed on. It was a like a retirement home for a part of it, and then with a business office.
Can I ask what was your kind of thinking with that question right there?
I was trying to get to the point where I could book an in-person appointment.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you're just going straight into the in-home. Yeah, that's a good question then. I was thinking you were going to go into problem awareness, but like you were actually doing a phone consult. So you're going straight in home.
Yeah, I've been trying to get as quickly into somebody's house as I can to do them all in person.
Were you able to book this?
Later on, it turns out that they're not selling for like 2 years.
Okay. When did you find that out?
It was hinted at earlier, but I didn't dig into it until later because there was other things that I was talking about. But it was toward the end that I figured out that it was a couple years out yet.
Interesting. I wonder if you said, like role play with me for a second. So you've been thinking about getting the RV for how long?
Oh, we've been thinking about it for probably 10 years.
Oh my goodness. What came up recently that made you want to look at possibly moving on from the house now, though?
Oh, well, I'm just kind of trying to find out, where it'd be at. So when we're ready to, in a couple of years, we'll be able to make it happen.
Is that what they said when you asked them now? Why now, though? In a couple of years?
Yeah. She wants it to be a couple of years, and her kids do as well. But her husband would sell tomorrow.
Gotcha. I would maybe dive in why to that, but if they're that far out, I wouldn't even really bring the call because you can't get into problem awareness if they're 2 years, if they're 2 years out. Like if they really are set on 2 years, I wouldn't focus on those as like sales calls to like try to improve on, because it's so hard to grasp on to something that's 2 years out. Like a lot of the ones we want to go deep on the ones that want to sell today, want to sell in the next 30 days, right? Like go really deep on those, because I think you did a great job. I think you did a great job opening her up, going in a situation, asking that problem awareness question. If she tells you like, I'm just looking into this so I know what we're going to get in 2 years, I might make a joke like 2 years, you might get 50% less or 50% more. Like we don't like what's got you looking at possibly doing this now, right? And see if she gives me anything there. But you're probably right. If you did this process, she's probably just too far out.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Is Isaac on the call? I think that's the only call review. Did anybody else have a call that we didn't get to listen to last week? I know we listened to Hugo's, Vince. Anybody?
Yeah, I think it was my call, John.
Your call. We didn't get to listen to your call last week.
Yeah, I sent it to you on email.
What's your email again? Lil Hulk?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So let me Let me see if I can pull this up.
With JDT Capital. It looks like you filled out a form on our website about 5920 Gun Drive. Is that right?
Yes, is this for a loan or for the sale of the house?
Sale of the property. It looks like you found us on YouTube, correct?
Probably.
Okay. What was it about the ad that caused you to maybe want to look a bit further into this?
What about the ad?
Right.
It had to do with selling a house.
Okay. Now,
I've got a lot of them, so.
oh, I see. And how many?
Laugh at that. You gotta like that's a good opportunity to bring in some humor. Well, obviously, I'm glad we're in the right spot. I'm glad that we're not thinking that it's on a loan. But yeah, like some of our ads, they say something like sell it without the repairs. Some of them say sell a little quicker. I guess what was it specifically that you might be looking for? Right. I would always make a joke, like make a kind of laugh at that if somebody's like, it had to do with selling a house. Well, that's what we do. So I'm hoping that I would say that. Right. And then make a little bit of a joke,
How many are you trying to get move on from? Excuse me.
Say that again?
How many homes are you trying to move on from?
No, ads, not homes.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry for misunderstanding. Now, I don't really know how much you went through the website and saw what we do, but typically we work with people who are looking to sell their home, maybe a little bit quicker. They're going through a realtor where, the showings, you don't really know how much you're going to be getting for the house.
Oop, what just happened?
I don't know.
Let me try refreshing this.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hi, Rebecca. Where the showings, you don't really know how much you're going to be getting for the house or how much you're going to sell for. Is that what
You
you're
know how much I know how much it appraises for,
Uh-huh.
and I know what it looks like right now. So someone would have to, I've got to get out before you can do any cleanup or anything like that. And I've been packed to leave since, oh, good grief, early this year. So once you start packing and things are sitting around in boxes and bags, there's not much cleanup gets done after that, except for like washing dishes and sweeping the floor or something like that. But
Right, nothing major, right?
what?
Right, nothing major.
No, nothing major. Because everything's sitting out.
So, Mike, what feedback do you have? I want to hear your own feedback first on the call, like where maybe there's some room for improvements, and then I'll go into some things. Maybe if other guys have feedback as well. But Mike, what are you hearing?
Yeah, I think I should have a little bit more conversation. I guess with the kind of questions that I'm asking.
Yeah. How so exactly?
I sound confusing. In other words, like when asking something.
Yeah, a little bit. What else did you guys notice that maybe like we could improve on a little bit here?
She just sounds like a lot of sellers that I talk to, and I would just let her talk on. I'm guilty of it too, but just kind of cut her off a couple of times where you could just let her ramble a little bit and build some rapport, and just get her more comfortable.
Okay.
Main thing, Mike, did you have something?
No, I was saying okay.
Other Mike.
Get a little playful.
Get a little playful. Use a little empathy. Like, remember the 4 tonalities, right? We've got the concerned, we've got the challenging, we've got the playful tonality, right? I'm missing one right now. I don't know why I can't come off the top of my head. Somebody can spit it out if you have it.
Curious.
We've got our curious. Thank you, Noel. So we've got our curious tonality, we've got our playful tonality, we've got our concerned tonality, and our challenging tonalities, right? We want to really be able to dance between those 4. And so when she's saying like, I've been packed up for, since the beginning of the year, you've been packed up since the beginning of the year. What's got you What's preventing you from moving? Right? Oh, well, I gotta sell this house, and gosh, you've been just living out of boxes. How long? Like just going through all of that, like using that maybe playful there, or you can even use like a concern tonality there. Wait, so you've been living out of boxes for like 7 months now? Really? Like how's that been? Like that will start to build a little bit more problem awareness, or like you could use playful or concern there, depending on the seller. Both, there's no really wrong answer.
Okay.
Let's see if I can.
Uh-huh.
And all I want to do is get it out of here and me get out of here and be gone.
Right.
But
Well, that's why I'm calling you. Right.
and on top of that, there was a squatter on my property that decided they didn't want me to sell my property. And on the day that a cash offer guy was coming to look at the property, in fact, he was here when I got arrested. The
You got
squatter said
arrested?
that I threatened his life, and I got arrested and put in jail.
Sorry to hear this.
Yeah.
Huh?
I've
You
never been
gotta-
in jail, and
Mm,
nobody had the money for the bond except me. And nobody knew how to get it from me. So it was just, Anyway, so I've not been back here long. And the person that was not in the house, but in a building in front of the house, evidently went through the house and opened things up and strode things around, and so it looks worse now than it did before. Before it was just boxes and bags sitting around, but now it's just it makes me want to pull my hair out.
Wow. Must be
I
stressful.
just want to sell it and get out.
Good job. I want to hear that though.
Oh,
I want her.
Rebecca. Okay, so it must be
It's a long pause. Oh, here we go.
really stressful going through all this, but see, this first call is pretty basic, really.
Okay, so when you say "but," what do they hear when you say the word "but"?
Silence.
They basically hear that everything you said before just is discarded. This must be stressful, but this first call is pretty basic. This must be stressful, but I don't really care. You know what I mean? Pause
Right.
there. Man, it sounds like it's got to be so stressful. Man, that had to be so tough. Like, there's so many things that you could jump into. Like when she starts talking about, I went to prison. You went to prison? Right? Just like mirrors, just little mirrors there with that tonality that will get people to open up a lot. They'll just start going. They'll start having a little bit more of a conversation, talking about the squatter. The squatter, how long have they been there? Right? So many things you can kind of dive into. Let's keep going. But just that was my main feedback
Please.
so far.
It's more for us to find out a little bit more about the property, like the type of condition it's
It's an
in.
acre and a half.
Uh-huh.
It's I don't remember exactly what the square footage is, but it's I guess somewhere 1850 square feet, something like that. 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths.
Mm-hmm.
The grass needs to be cut because my mower won't continue to run. The choke is messed up, so I can't cut the grass.
You're cutting the grass?
But anyway,
Like just all those.
thought I had
that'll
called
be-
3 people to come cut my grass. None of them.
We'll pause right there. Literally just one thing I want you to work on. When you hear something, mirror on it. That's it. When you hear something, mirror with that tonality. Right? That's the biggest thing I want you to work on. It's just those little things.
Okay, will do. I usually don't try to intervene right when they're speaking because I'm thinking myself is rude, but yeah, I'll go ahead and try that on the next one.
It's only rude if you change the subject. If they're like talking and you're like, and then you say something completely out of left field. But if you are like, you're showing that you're actively listening, that's going to get them to open up more.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Cool. That's all we got. All right. Anybody have any other questions?
John, I got a question. So yeah, that's
Jamari?
exactly what we've been working on with Mike. Since that call, he's been better with like kind of getting into the role, but for the most part, I just want you to kind of give him some feedback on how he can continue to like have conversations. Just make the get conversational because he's zooming by situations so fast, and it makes it awkward when he starts asking that
Going into
awareness question. That problem awareness question, like he gives it just so I can understand the rationale within like the first 2.5
couple minutes.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like he has to get more, feedback, and I'm just trying to get your perspective on what you think he should do as far as making conversation.
The mirrors, well, because it shouldn't be conversation like I'm talking and they're talking. It should be they're talking 80% of the time. I'm asking questions the other 20. And the way that you get them kind of rolling, there was a call we listened to a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago with Mike, where he was just doing the verbal cues and the mirrors really, really well. And this lady was just rolling. She was just talking and talking and talking and talking. And that's how leads will respond when you get those mirrors down and those verbal cues. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. You went to jail? What? Tell me more about that. Right? And then just started to get them to talk about it. That way you really understand their situation before you go into problem awareness.
Okay.
That's I couldn't give you advice on what to say because we don't script out like a normal hey, I'm going to talk about the weather. I'm going to talk about this. That doesn't move the call forward, but the tonality and the questions you ask will.
You got it.
I also mentioned to him, like you mentioned, asking open-ended questions and not yes or no questions, or something that they can agree or disagree to, and that's it.
100%. Yeah, and when you do like where are you headed next, like those sort of things, that's more open-ended. The script's designed for that, but they're giving you short answers. She wasn't even giving you short answers. She was talking. Be a really good opportunity to just kind of like be there with her. Oh my gosh, really? You went to jail? There's a squatter? Like all of these things that you could just kind of probe on.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Anything else you wanted to cover, Jamar?
Mike, what else have we been talking about? I think his tone has been better.
It's definitely big improvements.
Yeah, tone has been better. He's been getting into the role a little bit more. I'd say his biggest thing that he has nailed down is the intro and like the actual like appointment confirmation. It's just
good.
Situation, like obviously doing more mirroring and things of that nature, asking the right questions, and then being more concise with his questions and like problem awareness. I think sometimes he gets confused on which problem awareness question to ask because he's wasn't really paying attention enough in the beginning of the call. So he'll just ask a question, or he'll say it and not concise, and they'll get confused to where he has to ask it over again.
Do you guys role play that problem awareness phase a lot? How often do you do that?
No, we're going to start doing that more now since I've been seeing those are the things that he's been hiccuping on. But, we improve like tonality first and things of that nature. So we're going to be role playing that more. But
good. Yeah, man, I think you guys are moving in the right direction. Your tonality sounds way better, Mikey Mike. Way better. I'm going to call you Mikey Mike, and Mike is going to be Mike. So that way I can tell the difference. Okay. But tonality is a million times better. Now you're just working on those clarifying and probing questions.
Yeah, solution awareness. I tell him you got to be specific. How you say.
Well, he's a setter, right?
Yeah. So how you ask him though. So ideally, when would you like to see yourself having those funds transferred to your bank account? Like something specific like that. Like sometimes he'll ask it in a way that's kind of not.
Yeah,
clear.
It's just role playing that part though. Like when you role play that part starts to get a lot smoother. And we talk a lot about word concision. Word concision comes from knowing exactly the structure of what you want to say. That's how you get concise with your wording. Right. That's why Joe Biden's not very good at it.
So just practicing those specific lines consistently for him.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Appreciate it, John.
Thank you, John.
All right. Anybody else got anything? Cool.
Another win for Mike though. Mike this week has been crushing his appointment goal every single day this past week. So put him on the spotlight.
Let's go, Mike. Mike. That's awesome. I know, Jamar, you're out there closing those deals too.
Yes, sir. We're trying to put him on the board. So
I love it.
very helpful. John, he always brags on you, saying every time he gets out the call, he's mind blown. He said, I don't understand how John is this good.
I'm not that cool, man. I just had some good training. So try to share that with you guys. But we will continue working on this. Tomorrow we've got the Dispo call. And then I'll be live in the Facebook group if you guys want to talk about some numbers tracking. So otherwise, you guys all know what you need to work on. Make sure you bring those call recordings for Friday. That's the best way you get better. Role play. I need to work on this. Call recording on Friday. The quickest way you get better is by bringing those and getting immediate feedback. I'll see you guys all on Thursday or Friday. Everybody have a good day. Bye.